I want to really thank you all for coming. I think when we started the idea of this event, we thought, 200 or 300 people. And we asked you all to join us for this celebration, and the turnout has been overwhelming. Your excitement has been overwhelming. You have now given me the opportunity to speak to my first group of 800 people. It's a little terrifying. Thank you. The lights, very bright. So I really appreciate you all being here. It's going to be a great evening. We are here to celebrate the promise of school choice in Ohio, the promise that began with the Cleveland Scholarship and Tutoring Program in 1995 and was affirmed by the U.S. Supreme Court 10 years ago this month. And there are many of you here who worked very hard on that long before I got involved in the school choice effort. And I want to thank you for that. And you all deserve a round of applause. Thank you. The Cleveland Scholarship Program was enacted under the leadership of then Governor George Voinovich. Then Speaker of the House, Joanne Davidson. And a man named David Brennan, who chaired Governor Voinovich's 1992 Commission on Educational Choice. This is the cover page of their report, not the most creative cover in the world. But the plan that it contained formed the basis for school choice in Ohio, starting with the Cleveland Scholarship and Tutoring Program. The promise of the Cleveland Scholarship and Tutoring Program was and is that every parent and child deserves the right to choose the quality education that best fits their needs. That's an applause line. You're supposed to applause for that. Thank you. As enacted, the Cleveland program was only the second voucher program in the country. The program was immediately challenged in court, and after many twists and turns, eventually became the only voucher program in the country to be heard by the U.S. Supreme Court. On June 27, 2002, 10 years ago, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Zelman versus Simmons-Harris that the Cleveland Scholarship and Tutoring Program was constitutional. The decision changed the lives of thousands of children and their families across the nation, and particularly in Ohio. To those arguing the case and the lawyers who follow constitutional law, the ruling was about the Establishment Clause, the 14th Amendment, and something called a 5-point private choice test. But to the children trapped in failing schools and their parents who desperately want to give their kids a better education, it means so much more. The decision paved the way for additional voucher programs in Ohio and across the country and opened the doors to a better education to generations of children. In Ohio, vouchers have since expanded to include 4 voucher programs offered to children statewide. In addition to the Cleveland plan, Ohio offers the Ed Choice Scholarship to children in failing schools and 2 scholarships for children with special needs, the Autism Scholarship and the John Peterson Special Needs Scholarship. The number of children using vouchers has grown every year since 2000, now totaling over 24,000 students for the most recent school year. And the applications for the 2012-2013 school year are higher than ever. A few of the kids and their parents are featured on this video.
My name is Jonah. I'm a 3rd grade student at Heritage Christian School. My teacher, Ms. Graybill, inspired me to write a Martin Luther King book. She just gave me the idea, you should write a book about Martin Luther King. So I started taking notes from the book. At the time, it was an earthquake in Japan, so I made a book signing, and the money that I got from the book signing went to Japan.
I will be the first out of my family to actually graduate and go through, and that's a big thing to me. I'm not only going to set an example for my little sisters, but my cousins and so forth of my generation. And just to say, oh, I graduated and I'm getting into college and I'm doing it for myself, it says a lot.
Just change how people think and how the world works. Like, I just want to be like a role model for like people.
To either be a football player, a basketball player, like a computer expert, and to be able to make like video games. That'd be cool.
I either want to be a scientist, a physicist, a lawyer, and a famous celloist.
Because of the education that I'm receiving here at St. Martin de Porres, I don't really need to go out and chase my opportunities. They're coming right to me. As long as I continue to do what I need to do, they're just coming right to me.
To do what you want to do, there's always going to be a way. And this is a way.
The promise of the scholarship is to guarantee a quality education for that child, and not just for that child, but for that family, because that child will reach other children and eventually reach their community.
It's just been wonderful for our community to have that choice, to say education is the most important thing for my child.
It first starts with, your education and your background. So I want them to have the best education that I can possibly give them. And with this opportunity, I'm able to give them that.
To know that you have the support, and the choice, that you actually have a choice where you can send your child to school at. It makes all the difference. It gives you empowerment, that you need, because it's tough and it's hard, and it's just one less thing that you have to carry around on your shoulders.
I'm a professor at the University of Toledo, and as a professional in my world, I've been a proponent of school choice. Now, however, I have a child who has a disability, and school choice kind of hit me in the face as a parent. So for me and for our family, school choice has really made a difference.
It allowed us to put her in the school that we wanted to and get the education that we needed.
I was just happy, just truly happy that I could put her in an environment where she could be safe.
I can't smile big enough to tell you how happy I was to find out that EdChoice was available for us. I would not be able to afford to send my child to a private school as a single parent. There's just no possible way. So I was thrilled to death to find out that this opportunity exists. I believe that every parent should be given the opportunity to choose the proper education for their child.
It's making sure that she learns at all costs, and in order for her to learn at any cost, we needed to have some choices.
This is a great opportunity, so we need to take advantage of it while we can.
I can't express how grateful I am for the opportunity to give my child a better chance for her future.
I go to bed and I'm so thankful. Every night I'm so thankful for Goodness Scholarship.
Before we continue, could I have every student in the room please stand up? Students, don't be shy. Thank you. At School Choice Ohio, we have one simple mission: to create more stories like the one you saw in that video, and fulfilling the promise of the Cleveland Voucher Program. To accomplish this mission, we do two main things. We work with coalition partners across the state to educate parents and potential providers on voucher options available in Ohio. Two of these partners you will hear from shortly. This includes mailing and calling parents, holding information sessions for schools and therapy organizations, and attending community and other events across Ohio to provide the public information on what options are available. The Department of Education does not do this. Public schools do not do this. This is probably the best part of our job, because when you call a parent whose kids are failing in their school, or a special needs parent whose kids aren't receiving the services that they're supposed to be, and you tell them what options they have, it's a rather remarkable event to witness that life-changing choice that they have after that. So that's just a great part of our job. The second thing we do is we work to expand voucher and school choice options in Ohio. Very recently, we hold rallies like this sometimes on the State House. Recently, Ohio had just 3 voucher programs, but the budget bill in 2011 saw Ohio create a completely new voucher, the John Peterson Special Needs Voucher. This was significant because we have been working to create this voucher since it was originally proposed in 2007. We also provide a supporting role in advocating for other forms of choice in education, including charter schools, hybrid schools, and homeschooling. So in the vein of advocating for the improvement of our voucher programs, I want to take a minute and call up Representative Bill Patman to the stage to talk about something that happened today. So as you may know, Ohio had a lot of legislative activity this year. Laughs, Speaker Bill Batchelder. Just a little bit of. And one of the bills that was introduced was a budget correction bill called a mid-budget review. There were several of them. And we, with our partners, decided that we wanted to push for, the Cleveland voucher program is the only voucher program in the state that requires the parent to pay a portion of the student's costs, anywhere from 25% and up, which could cost the family 10% and up, which would cost the family anywhere between $500 and $1,000, which obviously to many of our families is a hardship. So we met with Representative Patman, I think first, and we said, we'd like to get rid of that copay this year. We tried it last year in the budget. It made it in certain versions and didn't make it in others, and obviously there were a lot of concerns with the amount of money it would cost. So it didn't happen last year. And Representative Patman seemed rather agitated that that copay still exists. So he worked with others who were here with us to insert into the budget bill that was just signed by the governor today, eliminating the copay requirement for the Cleveland School Voucher Program.
First of all, I say thank God for anything that happens like this. But I had some friends, close friends, and your humanity has nothing to do with what party you belong to. My good friend, Speaker Batchelder, Matt Huffman, Representative Matt Huffman, and others, they could hear the hue and cry and the pain, and they listened. And I thank God for them, because if you ever look into a child's eyes or smell the fear that they have when they are miseducated, then you know why we do what we do, and we'll try to keep on doing it. And thank you to the leadership of the House for helping me get this done, and thank you to the governor.
And that was a really significant accomplishment that we're very proud of, because like I said, it was the only program in Ohio that required that copayment. Every other program provides full funding potentially to the parents, so we're very proud to have gotten that done. So on to our program, but before I do that, I want to thank some people. Our co-chairs, Betty Montgomery and Joanne Davidson, who are with us here. Thank you. Judge Ken Starr, who decided the first call we made was to ask him to come, and he said yes. Thank you. And the second call we made was with Betty Montgomery, and we said, Ken Starr's coming to a dinner, can you help us? And she said yes. We'd like to also thank our paying sponsors who provided a lot of the funds that we were able to then invite everyone here as our guests and enjoy the celebration with us.